Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hello, I pray everybody's doing well. My name is LaShonda, and it's welcome back to the channel. Um, I want to get on here today because I have another video that the Lord is having me re-release. I told you all before in the last video, if you did not listen, that God has me looking through all of my dreams that I have been writing down for the past 3.5 years. And he had me going through all my dreams, and he wasn't pinpointing out any specific dreams, but I was led to put that dream out about Donald Trump, which, as you can see, that it's got a lot of traction. We got people now praying for Donald Trump, so I pray that you are one of those that is being led to pray for him. You should not even have to be led to pray for our president because the Bible says to pray for our leaders and to intercede for our leaders, right? But we are praying for Donald Trump now. We are praying for a special hedge of protection over his life against any assassination attempts, any witchcraft, praying for his family, etc. So if you have not done so yet, please join us if you are a prayer warrior, no matter how you feel about him, in praying for the president. Okay. The reason I'm releasing this next video is because this is another dream the Lord gave me on June 21st of this year. And um, this was tied to China. Okay. So I'm just really giving the dreams the way the Lord gave them to me. I'm not trying to interpret anything. However, this particular dream with the symbolism that was in it makes me believe that this is tied to China. And the reason I'm releasing this dream is because, for one, uh, the Lord led me to go back through my dreams, and I'm releasing the ones that I have not seen past yet. So, or the ones that I feel like He's calling us to intercede and pray against. Um, but there was a comment made on my video about praying for Trump that I did, and they said to basically go check out this guy named Mike from around the world and his video that he did about Trump. So I went and listened to it because I'd never even heard of this guy before. I went and listened to it, and um, he said some very interesting things that pertaining to this hoppy, hopi prophecy or whatever that goes, I guess, that's tied to like the Native Americans. And I guess this thing is like, I guess it originated a long time ago. Um, but I guess it's gaining traction now. I don't know. I don't listen to the guy, right? But I'm glad she led me to him because he did say something very interesting in the video. So I'm gonna put that. I'm not good at the clips, so I'm gonna put the video link in my description. And the prophecy about Trump starts at the 15-minute mark. So if you go listen to it, just fast forward to the 15-minute mark, and it talks about the prophecy that they believe is tied to Trump. Okay, but it talks about, and this is a Native American prophecy. Okay, um, they're talking about basically a white man in a red hat that will come. Well, that will just basically come on the scene, and he is basically going to be the last hope or the last chance for America to get itself right, right before what they call it, the before they have a word for it, purifier comes. Okay. So I'll let you all listen to it. Like I said, I don't want to give my take on it, but somebody led me to it, and I just thought it was very interesting. But they also said too that if Trump, well, if this man, this white man that with the red hat, did not succeed, um, that would open the door um, for the, I guess, basically the enemy to come from the west and come approach on the west coast and attack America and destroy America. And that's why I'm releasing this video again, because to the east of America, or to the east of California, I believe that's where China is. I think that's China, where they're on the east. Well, they're east of us, so they will be coming in from the west. Should they come in to attack America, they will be coming from the west, if I got that correct. But this is why I'm releasing this next dream that I had. So you all, again, need to be praying, because if God is connecting the dots, and I do believe He's connecting the dots we are to pray for Donald Trump, pray that he, for one, does not have anything happening to him fatally, but that he also do God's will. Okay, that he does God's will, and again, from the way I'm connecting these dots, if he doesn't, that's going to open the door for us to be attacked by another country. Okay, so in my dream, and I had this dream on June 21st of this year. Okay, so in the dream, I was in a cave with some other people, um, and we were seeing planes fall from the sky. Like planes were crashing down to the ground, they were just falling out of the sky. So after the planes fell out of the sky, I started seeing dragons, fire breathing dragons. And there were big ones that were flying around in the sky, but then there were some smaller ones too that I seen, and some of them were crawling on the ground, but then there were some that were flying in the air. Okay, so they tried to come into the cave where we were, so we actually went back all the way to the back of the cave and hid, because we also had a covering over us. So we went all the way to the back of the cave. I think we had put the cover over us, and so the dragons could not get in. They couldn't get into the cave, but they had tried. And once they left, we came back out to see if they were gone, and they were gone. And that was basically the end of the dream. So to me, that dream represented China, because their symbol is the dragon. So that's why I feel like that dream was about China, and that it's kind of a way of God asking to intercede against China attacking America. So that is why I'm releasing this dream again and just letting you all know about that dream again, because I do believe that God is connecting the dots between Trump um, and China and interceding for our country. Okay, so again, just keep Donald Trump in your prayer, keep our nation in your prayers, our country in your prayers, even your cities and your states, because I need to release some more dreams. Okay, I just don't want this to be like a forever long video, because it could be. I need to release some more dreams tied to chaos in the streets, and I do believe that the stuff that's happening in Minnesota right now, I do believe that the dream that I gave about Nashville, because I'm in Tennessee. Okay, so I released a dream which was a very clear and vivid dream the Lord gave me about Nashville. I was in Nashville, but in the dream, it happened back to back, like literally the same way, back to back that night. The only thing that changed was that I think in the dream, the people I was with got arrested. But okay, so basically in the dream, I'll tell about the dream just briefly, and then I'll get off of here. But in this dream, because I also have it's one of my videos. You can just go search Nashville. Um, but in the dream, it showed me I was in downtown Nashville. Like people were running everywhere. They were being shot at by the police. And I was with a group of people. And the first time we came through there, we seen all this chaos going on. Like the downtown was destroyed. There was smoke everywhere. Like the buildings had been just ravaged. And the first time around, we were able just to walk in and witness. The second time around, I had the dream the same way, back to back. But this time around, the police stopped us. And they arrested people that I was with, but they did not arrest me. So I was able to go free, and I was just trying to get out of the downtown area, and I ended up walking into a building that was an office building, and the bathrooms were nasty, like it was just disgusting. The building had been trashed, and I walked into a room, and in this room there was a bunch of white men sitting at a round, like an oval table, and they seen me, and I walked back out, and when I walked back out, I heard the Lord say, "Do you hear me?" And it sounded like it was on a megaphone. So, and that was the end of that dream. But now that, and when I looked at that stuff happening, I don't watch the news a whole lot, but I did see a clip in Minnesota where they was like they had let off some smoke bombs or something like that, and it reminded me of the scene in my dream. So, I feel like God may have used Nashville, since that's what I'm connected to, in that dream, but he was really talking about Minnesota. 'Cause I think Minnesota is like the name for what's their nickname? Where that's happening, like the Twin Cities, right? They have a nickname called the Twin Cities or something, right? So I think him giving me that dream back to back may have been representing the Twin Cities in Minnesota, because everything I'm seeing happening in Minnesota is very close to what my dream looked like, but it was in Nashville. Okay, and now that I don't know if you all know, but there's something coming out now about Minnesota that's tied to some kind of corruption, which is why I guess I don't know, because again, y'all don't I don't listen to the news like that, and I really don't keep up with politics like that. But I guess there's some kind of corruption going on. Some of y'all can put it like in the comments when you hear this video. If you know, you can put it in there. But I think there's some kind of corruption that's being exposed, or that is gonna get exposed now in Minneapolis or Minnesota or somewhere in Minnesota. But you all can put that in the chat if you are more aware of it than me, okay? Because I don't really keep up with it like that. But I do believe that that dream now that the Lord gave me about what I thought was Nashville is maybe what's going on right now in Minnesota. Okay. So with that said, that's it. Continue to pray for our president, um, and we can see now that the demons are coming out. The demons are coming out. You ask people to pray, and demons manifest. Okay. Um, but regardless, we are being called to pray and intercede for our president. That's what we're going to do, because not only are we Christians, we are followers of Jesus first. Okay, Christianity is a religion, but we are followers of Jesus Christ, right? So we just do as we're being led, we do as we're being asked, and it is really falls on us if we don't do what God has called us to do. And we're just asking you to do what God has called us to do, and just getting you to join on board with us. We need all of our prayer warriors right now for our nation, for our country, and just do what you feel like is right. Because in the Bible, again, it says to pray for our leaders. Okay, and there's so many people with their demons manifesting because you're asking asking them to pray for the president, and what they don't realize is you don't go against someone that God has called to do something, to do His will, right? Whether you like Trump or not, whether he's anointed or not, God chose him. God chose him. He still has free will to do whatever he wants to do. But however, God did choose him because He wants to use him for something, right? So we need to keep him lifted up in prayer for that reason alone, because God wants to get something done through him. And we need for him to do what God has come to do, no matter what it looks like, no matter what you think it's supposed to look like. God is using him for a reason, okay? And we don't know why. Nobody else knows why. We don't know, right? But we know that God chose him. And if God is using him, then uh, it's got to be something that's going to be for our greater good, right? It's for the greater good of the nation if God is using him, right? But the way our people are acting right now, the way they're acting towards Trump right now, the way they refuse to pray for the president, and many of them are actually praying for him to be killed and die, like, that ain't Christian-like at all. You can't call yourself a Christian and wish death on anybody, right? So we need to just get bolder and speak out more, and put it into the atmosphere more, to put that out there and pray for our president, okay? We know the enemy is getting bolder. God's people need to be bolder and louder than the enemy, right? Because in the end, he already lost. He thinks he's doing something, but he already lost. But so yeah, just keep the country in prayer, keep the president in prayer, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, bye bye.